at Termas. Unfortunately, there was a power cut, so the race had to be restarted. You know, Portimao, there was a power cut there. Well, there was a power cut last year somewhere. I can't remember where Saxon Ring, there was a power cut. So it must be some faulty wires or something.
I don't know, maybe Gilbert's chewing some wires in the back of my shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You chewing my wires, boy?
Maybe someone glitched with the fuse box. Maybe it's tripped. But anyway, the guys now fitting their tyres, messing with the geometry and the suspension and the gearbox and the ECU and the brake discs. Getting ready to try and win the Argentine Grand Prix here at Termas de Rio Hondo. It's crazy to think it's been this is going to be the 10th. Well, it's actually no. This should be, if it wasn't for COVID, it would be the 10th year of racing here in real life next week.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, it was a new circuit, only 2014. Now it's one of the most well-known
Really? They
circuits.
started racing in 2014 here?
Yep.
Figured it was much longer than that.
Yep. Feels like it's been here for ages.
Looks like everybody's readied up.
Yep.
So let's get underway.
So once again, we got two Ducatis on the front row, but in the middle is a Red Bull KTM. Watch out for Platt on the back row. He'll be moving his way up the order. Maybe he might be jolting a little bit. Who knows? But let's see. Lights are on. Ride advice is dropped, and we're away.
Lights out. Everybody seemed to get a good start there.
And here we go into turn one. Oh, VTR forces EJX wide.
Make some contact there.
And it's going to be...
Oh my god! That was
oh, we got some hard...
one.
Some people are on the wrong tyre. People on the wrong tyre. We got Craig on the hard rear tyre. That's the tyre I was talking about earlier. That's the tyre you don't want to make.
Oh no!
And it's
VTR
going...
is just getting ping-ponged.
Oh, and...
down.
oh, no. Oh, dear. But at the front, it is Ghost Feature for the Craig. Craig is running the hard rear. Now, we were saying, there's one tyre choice you don't want to make. It's a hard rear.
Oh, Craig's trying to go around the outside. That's not going to work, surely.
God. Yeah. Whoa, and Craig now drills back into the clutches. He's dropped down to 5th. DJ's moving out the way. Nelson now. DJ's also a hard rear runner. Nelson's going to go underneath. Round the outside. DJ's going to just struggle for some rear grip there. And he's going to... yo, the big mistake. He hits the curb and he's down. And fortunately, everybody else avoids him.
That's what happens when you can't get those tires up to temperature.
Yep. If it was clear conditions, the hard rear, perfect tyre to go for. But in these colder conditions, it takes a bit longer for that hard tyre to get up to working temperature. And in these shortened races, it's time you can't afford to lose. But Platt's going to fire up the inside of VTR, and he's got it stopped. Impressive braking there by Platt. Great, he's got such a good feel for the bike.
And Saya takes the lead of the race now.
Yep. Because he's sitting the bike up. He must have felt like he was going to face plant, and Ghost Bitch goes back underneath and retakes the lead. Momentarily though, Saya retakes.
Saya's not going to let that happen.
Just about holds on to first place, but Ghost Bitch is going to cut underneath the Malaysian.
On the inside. Oh, bumps him a little bit.
Oh, that was not good.
Bye-bye.
That's what happens when you get so close to each other, and that corner really blends into itself in that sort of situation, because it's all banked, all bends. So when you're on the left hand side, you're naturally going to fall onto the left hand side, and that's what happened with Saya there. And now Platt, he's only taken one lap, but he's already into P2, avoiding all sorts of chaos in front of him. And it's surely only a matter of time before he moves ahead of Saya.
VTR is closing in on Nelson here, trying to make a move on the inside. Is he going to make it stick?
He's through on the Honda, but can Nelson, he's got the tighter line. He's going to travel a short distance, and he's through, and he's going to force the Ducati wide.
They make a little bit of contact.
VTR is going to have to set the bike up, and now look at Howling trying to go round the outside, but he's just unable to do so. Yep, I don't know whether he's disconnected, blue screened, or what. Really big shame. But look at this, we got a train of 4 for 3rd place.
And VTR looking to make a move around the outside of Nelson.
And they got Howling up the inside.
Howling.
But I sense it's not going to be long before Platt takes the lead of this race.
Oh, yep. Nelson's not giving up that position.
Nelson's
VTR
forcing
goes
VTR
around
to
the
go the long way
outside.
round, yep. And that's going to allow Howling Siege to move possibly to 4th place. No, he's just not quite able to.
Is Howling going to be able to pick up a little bit of a slipstream here? Maybe he'll be able to pull up next to Nelson on the back straight, but here's Craig as well.
We know he's messed with that engine or gearbox or something. He's done something to that Yamaha to make it a rocket ship. I don't think
Nelson's got a really good exit.
Yep, down the straight now. And look at VTR, that Ducati. It is just ridiculous how fast that thing is in a straight line.
So much
Oh, but he's forced.
Oh, but he's on the curves.
Nelson's forced VTR onto the really bumpy part of the curb, onto the green paint, and that is VTR down. And that's gonna be the first big mistake he's made in this championship.
VTR is making. Oh, Platt's making a move on Saya. Round the outside.
Saya's gonna surely force him wide. No, he's going to be respectful. He's going to give him the space. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to be really aggressive.
You know, maybe Saya had a change of mind there, because he's got to play it smart. You've got to remember, Platt's not in the championship. He is.
But VTR, big mistake. He's only crashed once. That was where he was out by about 4 seconds in Austria, and that cost him the chance of victory. But that's mistake, he just got
for his championship.
That's what can happen, you know. Nelson, he wouldn't have known that VTR was alongside him because he was in his blind spot, so he would have just braked gone to the side of the curb that he normally does, and VTR unfortunately forced onto a really bumpy part of the curb, and that sent his bike flying. But you know, these guys have got to make good use of this mistake. This could be VTR's first race off the podium, but there's still 6 laps
Jack
left.
Berman has a really big moment there on the front going into turn 1, almost drops it.
Yeah, it seems this KTM's very happy in terms of movement. It wants to slide everywhere. You think Howling's on it. Whoa, and VTR gets right on the edge of the curb there. We don't want to be doing that. Craig is being a bit quiet. We know he seems to be like the Maverick Vinales of this championship in the fact that he's a bit slow at the start, and if someone is going to beat
also
up,
on a hard rear, so that's
that was a problem. He did actually have a good start. He was in second, but I think that hard rear, it's just caused him to have that lack of grip at the start, and he's just not being able to fully do what was possible. If he chose a medium, I think he could easily be in 3rd place right now, or even 2nd.
Oh, absolutely, he'd be fighting for the podium.
But you know, he's still in there, and he's just got to hope that he's got enough temperature, and the time that it's taken for this tyre to heat up hasn't worn out the tyre too much. I can actually see that, I've just remembered. So his tyre is starting to heat up, and it is in better condition, but it's just he's lost that small amount of time in these opening laps. But Nelson, after cruelly being taken out of the chance of a podium once again in the first race of the day, could this be another 3rd place for him?
Looking like a repeat of last weekend for him.
Yep.
Horrible first race, really good second race.
It's literally looking like the exact carbon copy of Chang, except you change VTR for Saya. Same bike, different rider.
Not a whole lot of action going on here on track now.
Craig just eyeing up Howling, just trying to find.
Craig and Howling, yeah.
This is simply a battle of rear tyres. Howling, he is burning up the left side of that rear tyre, so that's the problem he's having. Maybe with that little bit extra torque, that's what's just causing him to burn up the tyre that little bit. And Craig could soon be about to move into 4th place.
Craig closing in.
Oh, and Howling getting on the side of the curb there, just not what you want him. Ooh, he's getting close to the back of the Yamaha through turn 1. Craig, he's notoriously known for riding Yamahas over the past few seasons, so he knows that bike inside and out. He'll know its weaknesses and strengths, and hopefully he can use that to his advantage if he runs over the curb. That's cost him a tiny bit of time, and that might prevent him the chance of slipstreaming Howling.
Howling just has that bike really dialed in for those straights.
Yeah. You have to commend him for it, because we know that's the biggest weakness of this Yamaha, and he's somehow been able to dial it out. Oh, but he has run wide through turn 7. Unfortunately, this race not as action-packed as Mugello, despite what qualifying seemed to suggest. But there still could be action in this race. You know, there's still half a second between these two. These are the two that are probably most likely going to give us action if there's going to be any. But you know, Platt's only extended the gap by 1.6 seconds since taking the lead. So Saya's not, you know, he's not extremely slow here. He's actually doing quite a good job to stay with Platt here, because you know he's not losing that much time. Oh, and Howling sits the bike up through turn 1.
I remember Platt saying something about doing race runs in like power 1 or something. So he might be cutting the power to the bike, so that's probably why the gap's not
Yeah, this circuit is fuel heavy, so there is parts of the circuit where you might have to run in power 1. And plus, running power 1, that means you use less power, which means you put less force through the tyre, which means you save tyres. All of that works.
I know that myself, I switch between power 2 and power 1 in different parts of the tracks in order to make it to the end. Otherwise, if you leave it in power 2 the whole time, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
But there is still 2 laps. Anybody can make a mistake, and they're all within striking distance.
Yep. Craig, he's starting to struggle, and he is actually falling into the clutches of VTR here. I'm gonna just check his tires.
And he has 4 warnings, so he needs to be real careful about that too.
I think.
His tires down.
No. Sire, you plugging? No, he's down again. This is what we're talking. None of this makes. How can he go for a wet race? And not.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. But this is what I don't understand. How can you go through a whole wet race and not crash, and it's dry and he crashes? Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, Saya's just thrown a huge chance of clawing some massive points over his teammate. And now VTR, I think Craig, you know, that hard rear tyre has just got such a lack of, it's one of those moments.
VTR is thanking all the gods right now that happened.
Yeah. I think with Craig, with this hard rear tyre, the problem is that hard rear tyre has got such a lack of grip, it spins, and because it spins, it generates more tyre wear. And because it generates more tyre wear, it's just a downhill spiral from there. So I think it's a bit of a mistake. Craig will learn from this. He'll understand what I think he'll obviously understand what the problem was. But if he can just hold off VTR, it'll be good for everybody's championship, because especially for the likes of Howling, he'll have closed in. He'll like to have closed in during this weekend. Not by many points, but if Craig can just hold off VTR for one more lap, which is looking increasingly unlikely, Howling will be praying that Craig can somehow fend off the Ducati. As Platt starts the final lap of this race.
I think it's going to be an overtake on the straight here. Hopefully VTR doesn't start breaking on the curves again and make the same mistake.
Even though he's got
looking to make a move on the inside.
Yeah, he's through. So even though VTR's got more tyre wear, the fact the tyre's just naturally got better grip, he is through. But can Craig fight back? He's going to try and use the front. He's looking all the way on the inside. He's going to go up the inside of VTR. He's going to force him out wide. This is what he's got to do if you want to win. If you want to win this championship, you want to stop the championship leader. You've got to be aggressive. but now VTR's set free.
Surely he won't be able to keep up with him on the straight.
No, even with slipstream, I don't think that Honda is quick enough. But,
Not enough
oh yeah,
legs.
or is he? Down the straight, VTR's
Oh.
braking. He's broke quite early. Craig's up the inside, but he's gone really sideways. And VTR, nice, good calculated
coming back
move.
up the inside.
Oh, he's through. He's not through, but he's going to attack. Here we go, through the long turn 6. We saw Rossi overtake Dovi here in the last lap in 2019 for 2nd place. He's going to go to the inside. He's carbon copy. Rossi move. Oh, and he's down, and he's taken VTR. Oh my God, VTR. He is so incredibly lucky that he stayed on. Unbelievable. And what's happened to Platt? Oh, Platt's wheeling. He's doing an early wheelie because he can't really do a wheelie. He's braking. He's doing all the celebrations.
What a guy.
What?
Oh no, he didn't.
For the championship, Nelson is going to win the race. Howling Siege takes second. He's done the job for Yamaha. On VTR is going to be an absolutely fuming man. Take a bow. Platt doing the Johnny Ray.
Adding insult to injury. Oh my days.
That is unbelievable. Platt playing the team card. He's done a Johnny race from Qatar 2016. He sacrificed his own race for the championship. Nelson ain't gonna care. He's won his first race since season 7.
Let's go, Nelson!
That is gonna be one of the funniest, incredible things I have ever seen in this championship. Unbelievable. Take a bow, Platt. You've done the team job. Everyone else is going to be absolutely fuming about that, apart from Howling and VTR. Unbelievable. Not Howling, VTR, Howling and Nelson. VTR, I think he'll be the most fuming about that, because I know what his thoughts are on Platt Racing. But
Alright, hey guys, interviews, relax, interviews, relax.
Oh my God. That's gonna go on Instagram. That's gonna be on. That's gonna be real on Instagram. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
What happened?
Right, Touch, if you could just confirm the results for us.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Alright, hey guys. So let's do our interviews here.
Right, Touch, could you just confirm the results for me? Right, there we go. Nelson takes his first victory since the Indonesian Grand Prix, all the way back in season 7. Howling Siege second place, and Platt playing the team game in 3rd. VTR finishes 4th. He is extremely angry. I know that. I haven't heard him through the headset, but I've seen all his messages on Instagram. He's fuming. Jack Perman is 5th. Ghost Beach 6th. Legendary 7th. Craig in 8th. Side 9th. And DJX rounds out the grid in 10th. 10th. So we'll move to the podium finishes at Mugello. So we will move on to the first podium finish, 3rd place man. Right, Howling Siege. Mugello, it was a very chaotic race. You got a fantastic start. You left me in touch, in awe of your straight line speed, and you finished in 3rd place. How was that race for you?
Yeah, that was really good, man. Like a Friday coming to Mugello, we were like, shit, man, the temple of speed almost, and we're gonna be dead, you know, with the Yamaha. So I went to my mechanics and I said, hey, unless we all gonna get something and pull that head of the engine together and get something out of those out of those parts, you know, we're gonna be like snails. So we worked hard at late nights, and we went into qualifying. Was a bit sketchy, you know, but we gave it our best. And then in the race, I was surprised myself. That Suzuki, that has what, 5 horsepower more than I have, and I was waving goodbye on it on the straight. I could not believe my eyes. If you were seeing the smile on my face, man, it would be from here to all the way to freaking Australia. But oh yeah, that was a good race. Oh my days.
Yeah, so congratulations. We'll return with you to talk about Termas, which I'm still trying to get over, but congratulations on your 3rd place.
Because I did not. We were figuring out the settings. Final moment in the race, before going into the race, I found something, but it was yet to be certain of. So it had to be determined still. And in the race, it didn't work out. The brake disc, I changed them to a smaller diameter, and it just got red hot. Like, I had the 355s on, but I went to the 340 non-high mass. And after every straight, I just had the whole lap to cool them down because it was not functioning at all. As you could see, that Craig was breaking like 3/10 into my gap that we had. It was difficult, but I had a great battle there with VTR, Nelson, for a moment I think also with Jack and Craig as well. And so much happened. Also, I got to pay massive thanks to my teammate here for this one, Platt. He, you know, he did an amazing gesture here by letting me through. I will always appreciate that. And let's push on. Congratulations to Nelson. And I could not keep up. He was pushing every lap, and I was hanging on the thread. But we made it work, and Nelson is the guy of the day. So let's hope we can catch him the next race.
Alright, so we'll move on to VTR, who finished 2nd place in Mugello. So VTR, 2nd place in Mugello, 1-2 for Ducati. You must have been, obviously it wasn't a race victory, but you did the job. You extended your championship lead, so you must have been happy at the end of the Italian race.
Yeah, I was happy with the Mugello race. I didn't have great pace there, and I'm never good in wet weather, as you know. So it was a bit disappointing. I couldn't do better, but I think to take 2nd place is good. Obviously, Sciano's very quick, so he deserved it. And yeah, I think it's fair enough on him. And it's his 1st win, so I'm happy for him, for the team as well. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the Mugello race, and I'm looking forward to next week as well now.
Well, good job. We won't talk about what happened, but yeah, well done. You still got a 13-point championship lead, so it's still a good lead. And we now move on to the race winner. It was Sire.
Yes.
Race victory in Mugello in the wet. Every race so far, you've struggled with crashes. Can you please explain to me, out of all the races so far, the one race you've not crashed in was in the wet?
Oh, to be honest, I like where I came from, Malaysia. It's you know, we got rainy days most of the time, so it kind of suits my soul whenever I'm in the wet. So I feel more comfortable riding in the wet. But unfortunate for Platt, I think he had the pace to win. Of course, for sure every round, but I did my best, and I think I deserve the win to stay consistent. Except for the 2nd race, it was a funny crash, but it is what it is. Accept, and I think we will be tight in the championship, as we will see for the next round.
Yep. So congratulations.
And congrats to Nelson and all those podium runners.
Yep. So we will now move on to Platt. Hopefully he's not lagging too much for this interview. But Platt, after nearly doing a fantastic comeback at Mugello, you then had to do another one in Termas, and you did have the race won, but you played the team card, and you made sure Howling got the best result possible. How was that race for you?
Sorry, hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So, after a really amazing comeback in Mugello, but unfortunately failing on the last lap, you had to do another one in Termas, starting from last. You then did the job, but you played the team card. You made sure Howling got the best points possible. How was that for you?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good in Mugello. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of lag for me. It caused a few issues for myself and Nelson, so it caused a bad result. And at Termas, I'm quite happy. I had decent pace. I was keeping a lot in reserve just in case Sire closed in a bit, but he made a mistake, so I had a lot of space to work with. At the end, I realised that Sire, obviously he wasn't in front of the Howling, so it gave me a chance to give away some points, and also helped Nelson after the lag in the last race. I did feel bad for that. It's really unfortunate, and yeah, I'm happy. Played the team game today, and hopefully maybe in the future I could do it again.
Yep. So congratulations. Now we have already talked to Howling about race number 2, so we'll move on to our race winner, Nelson. It's been a while. It's been 2 seasons since your last race victory. Last weekend you were thinking about retiring. Now you're a race winner. What were the emotions going as you saw Platt slowing down through turn 13?
Well, first of all, I mean, last week I was in a different kind of mind state, and I have to give a massive shout out to VTR. He pulled me aside after the race in the paddock, and he basically told me to just forget about the championship and just go in there, have some fun, as my qualifying pace is just not it. My race pace is like 20 times better than my quali pace, so I always find myself, I don't know how it happens, but I always find myself in the top 4 or top 3 positions by the end of lap 2 or by the end of lap 1 or a few corners, right? So I'm just trying to have fun, and that's what I did the past 2 races, and I had a lot of fun in Mugello, but unfortunately lag caught me out, and now I come to Termas, which I didn't think at all I would stand on the podium here. Not even thinking I would win this round, but you know, I kept my pace. I had a little battle with Howling and a few others, worked my way through, and I managed the gap. And all of a sudden, we come into the last lap. I'm just trying to, you know, stay on the bikes, keep it on 2 wheels, keep it composed and calm. And to be honest, like the way he was slowing down, I was thinking he ran out of fuel. So I was like, oh no, he ran out of fuel. So I was like, yes, and I crossed the line. And then afterwards, I heard the L plan, what he had planned for his teammate here. So it's gonna spice up the championship for sure. And I'm happy, you know. I'm happy to move forward and keep this momentum going.
Yeah. So I don't know what the championship situation is, but how much of a relief is it for you, the fact that you've won a race again?
Oh, it's a big, massive, like it's almost a house on my shoulders, which got off it at the moment. I was really thinking I was not capable of doing it anymore. I mean, this one is kind of gifted, but being in P2 already felt like a win, so I will take it regardless, and it definitely feels really good.
Yeah. So congratulations on another victory, back to the top step.
Yes,
and
thank you.
We'll see how your season pans out from here. So that is it for round number 3. Round 4, we've just been alerted to the fact that we are at Termas, so we are running the races that will be run. Unfortunately, the times when we race, so we'll have to figure out a plan on when we are racing and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks to Touch for joining me in the commentary box today and being the race director.
Cheers.
And we will see you guys next week or the week after, or whatever the plan is for next weekend. So goodbye.